And to be offering a freebie text on a Friday evening when you could be kicked back, that is something else.
Mhm.
Okay. Adapt, to whatever the needs are. So, and good evening, everyone. This is our, for this fiscal year, this is our last freebie Tech Friday. However, I will be continuing these on. So you're well assured and rested. And I do have a couple of other announcements later on as well that probably bring joy to your heart. So this one is technically the end of the year. I just made it Q&A. So any kind of questions you may have, just go ahead. Just go ahead and feel free to get started.
This is Barbara. I have a question. I'm still having difficulties trying to figure out how the meeting, you want to start music at the beginning of your meeting, and that's before you do your PowerPoint. And for some reason, I keep forgetting how you do that. And I need to know how to do it if you don't have any music on your computer, and how to get it from YouTube or wherever you get music from.
Okay, all right. So let's start with the situation where you do have music on your computer, whether it's Spotify, or Amazon Music, or Pandora, or any kind of music. What you do is you go to the share screen button. And at the top of the share screen button, you have basic, then another tab that says advanced, and then files. So you're going to click on the advanced the advanced tab. And the third one from the top, it says computer audio. And it also has a little drop down where you can do mono or stereo, whichever one works better for you. But the computer audio is that's what you're going to click, and then you click share.
Do you mind modeling that for us so that we can see exactly what you're doing? Share your screen, and I know you're telling us step by step by step, but if you don't mind, and Barbara, if you're in agreement, if not.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, all right, hold on. Let me get my stupid sketch out because you can't see my screen as I do it. So hold on. So sketch. So of course everyone knows where the share screen button is at the bottom, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi there.
Okay. All right. So different sketch. Okay. So can everybody see the snippet sketch now? You should see my share.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so move this out of the way. Stuff is getting in the way now. So as you can see, you have the basic, and then you're going to click on this tab here, which is advanced. Right?
Okay.
Stop sharing, make it easier.
I notice you have Spotify Premium, so you're paying for it. It'll still work with the free version of Spotify.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it still works with the free one. Yeah, I have the paid one because I use it for business and some other thing. And yeah, it's easier. All right. Okay, so you see a new screen now where you see the advanced tab. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you see where my highlighter is at? It's circling computer audio. That's what you're gonna click. Now, some people may want to change up how it sounds. So if you click on this little arrow, it'll say mono or high fidelity. So if it sounds a little wacky, you might want to check it to see which one is on and just click the other one and see if that works well for you. But that's how you put audio on, regardless of whether you have the app ready or if you have to go search for it. Now, if we have to go search for it on YouTube, you go ahead and go to YouTube and YouTube. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you go ahead, but you want to go through the same. You're probably hearing what I'm hearing, right?
Yeah.
So you want to go through those same steps that go ahead and get YouTube set up. Go through the same steps of making sure that you select that middle tab and then share computer sound. That way they won't see your music. Okay. And just for one last variable, let's say for instance that you are if you wanted to still continue your music, but now you have to go ahead and put up that bulky PowerPoint, right? So you want to do share screen again, select your PowerPoint, but remember at the bottom where it says share computer sound, let me make a extra shot of it. Okay, so at the bottom where it says computer sound, you want to make sure that is checked off. That way you can still show your PowerPoint and still have the music going on in the background. Now, if you are the one, because see, you can't have one person run the PowerPoint and one person run the sound. They have to run together, otherwise it won't let you do it. So if you are that person that's doing that PowerPoint and you have to cut the sound off, it's best for you to have dual screens. That way you can have the PowerPoint on one screen, Zoom and all your other apps on the other screen, and that way you can instantly cut the music off instead of having to turn the PowerPoint off, go cut the music off and come back. So that's where a dual screen really comes in handy when you have to manage two apps at the same time. Or if you are teaching and you really need to see everybody, but you still need to see your PowerPoint, you need a second screen. Or either, yeah, you need a second screen definitely, or a second device.
Jennifer,
Thanks, Jen.
You're welcome. Yes, Vivian?
when I spotlight someone,
Mhm,
okay, I'll have one person spotlighted,
mhm.
and I'll need to have maybe a person, the second person, their name is probably in the middle or at the bottom. Is there a way I can go directly from spotlighting one person without having to go through all of the names and look for the second person to spotlight, or is that the
Okay.
process?
All right, so I can't show it here because we're not over 8. But once your participants list get over 8, what happens is on the participant side, it's a little search bar pops up. And all you have to do is go to that search bar and start typing in like the first 3 letters of the name, unless it's TLI and everybody has president. But but you can start typing in at least 2 or 3 of the letters of their name, it'll pull up and that'll give you a shorter list to go by. And you can just instantly
Okay.
click on them. And don't forget, when you have to do more than one, you're going to select add spotlight. Now, if you're switching from one person to another person, you can select replace. And that way it'll put it over to the next person.
Say that again, Jen.
Okay,
Please.
so if you are doing spotlighting and you have to have 2 or maybe 3 or more than one person up there, you click on add spotlight. Let's say that you're transitioning from the Toastmaster of the day to the speaker or to the next person, and you want to replace it. You want to click replace, and that means it'll swap. It'll take that person off and put the other person on. Yeah, but once it gets past, once your participants list, I think it's 8. Once it gets past 8, bar will pop up. We can start typing the person's name or information in, and it'll pull them straight up. Unless they left the building or changed their name.
So how do you spotlight? I'm sorry. What is the procedure to spotlight?
Okay, all right. Hold on, let me get this chat. So you click on the 3 dots. Let me just go ahead and make everybody at least co-host real quick. So if you go to the
Oh, I
participant
see. Okay.
list right now, and you click on the 3 dots, once you hover over that person name, the 3 dots, and you can do this in the participants or either on their picture up at the top bar or wherever, and you'll see spotlight for everyone. Now, when you see y'all getting active, there you go. Spotlight people.
I
And you
don't
can
see it
also
online spotlight everyone. I'm sorry.
spotlight for everyone. That's what you're gonna select.
I like it.
No, I don't see that is what I'm saying. Right now I got participants list up. I do see the 3 dots, and when I click on that, my choices are pin, add a spotlight, replace a
Yep,
spotlight.
that's what that is. Okay, because right now Vivian is spotlighted. So let me press remove. Okay, now go back to somebody again.
So I just go to anybody?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lorraine, you're it. And see Lorraine. And then I can say spotlight for everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that brings Lorraine spotlight person.
Yeah. And there's also where if you need a spotlight yourself, you can go to your name and click spotlight for everyone.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
Okay.
so that's another way. So if you do have to put yourself in the spotlight, you can.
But you have to be a co-host.
Yeah, have to be a host or a co-host.
Or co-host. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And then also, I guess once you have a lot of people spotlighted, then sometimes it says remove spotlight from everyone or release the spotlights. And that's a quick way to get the screen cleared. Does that answer your question about spotlighting?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, it did. And what's the feature? I mean, we use this when we just want one person to be the highlighted person. When are we using it?
Okay, so sometimes in our club, we had someone who really couldn't control how their volume was and everything, and you had the speaker, or either it was just a slight sound where they would take the speaker out and you would see them instead. So if you have those moments where you're trying to get people under control and you just need the speaker to be forefront, that's when you can spotlight the speaker. Also, when you have PowerPoint and you're doing a PowerPoint, you want to spotlight the speaker. That way they see that speaker forefront. That's the first thing they see. And, of course, during TLI, whoever this person is speaking, we usually spotlight them so that they are in front and that everything can be seen. So whenever you need to have someone be still in front of the crowd without them moving away because somebody inadvertently lost how they unmuted themselves, or they came in with a lot of noise and then moved the speaker out of the way in order for that speaker to stay constant in front of the group. That's how you can spotlight them.
Okay, thank you.
Because even just a little wind or something, just shift the person out of the spotlight and bring up another person. So, that's why we spotlight, to make sure that that person does not move, basically.
Jen, I know we talked about sharing the remote, or say we're doing a PowerPoint, and then you want someone else to get it. So you do that the same way, go to the dots. I'm trying to remember because I know we just went over this.
All right, okay, so yeah, if you look down at the bottom, so let's say that they're not sharing the screen. So if they are sharing the screen, let me share my screen real quick. Thanks. All right, so if they are sharing the screen, move your mouse about. It's usually at the top. At the very top, you will see you are viewing Jennifer's screen. And you should see options. Although right now as your co-host, you might see a lot more. So if you are seeing like your little bar, you don't see view options. Okay.
Am I the only one not seeing that?
No, I see it at the
No, I
very
see
top of the screen. It
It's at the
says you
very
are
top.
viewing.
Yeah,
You are
it's
viewing Jennifer Green.
Oh, I had to move my mouse. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. My apology.
It's okay. So sometimes co-hosts may not see view options. If you don't see view options on your bar, you should see more, the three dots, and then it's like the third section. So the first section is about recording, then the second section is about my Facebook, although that might just be for me. But on that thing, underneath disable annotation, hide the names, you see remote control. And once you click on remote control, you see give mouse or keyboard control to, well, for the host or co-host. Give control to, and it has the list of the participants in the room. On your end, you're requesting remote control. So if you're not the one sharing, you're the one requesting. If you're sharing, you're the one giving control. And you select the person that you're gonna give control to. Now, once you click on that request, it'll pop up on my end that this person wants to request your computer, and I click yes. It's vice versa. So, okay, so Ms. Barbara, you should see the prompt to control my screen. And on my end, it says waiting for Ms. Barbara to control. And then once she is in control.
Okay, so I just finally was able to get, I don't know why my mouse is sticking. So I go to view options, and then I hit request remote control.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, not accept. Okay. Oh, I see. Yes. Okay, got it.
Right,
Then the
and
other
I
box
press,
popped up. Mhm.
and then I press approve.
Oh, and now I can control your screen.
You click on anything you want to. And once that person, and you know they have control of your screen because your bar changes from green to a kind of yellowy orange color. And it says that they're controlling your screen. Yep, there you go.
All right.
And also when you controlling someone else's screen, sometimes you can't get to your own apps, or or you have to exit out of full screen or exit or relinquish control in order to get full mobility back again on your end. So if you're doing a little bit more intense and you need to go look at something, you may want to relinquish control and then exit control again after you've done whatever you need to do to tweak. And also, if they on their end starts moving their mouse or accidentally clicks or does something on the keyboard, it may freeze and stop. And so you may have to do the process all over again in order to get control or to finish or complete what you was trying to do on their end. So yeah, it's a bit touchy, that remote control.
I see. I see.
But it's a good tool because I use it when I'm working with people to help them with computer skills. I have someone all the way in Chicago, can't go visit them, so help them. So getting control of their screen to figure out what's going on works for me. And also, I found out that membership Toastmasters, if you have those who are out of town or just not able to meet them, you can use it to do a Zoom with them to get them to pay their membership or to sign up a new member, go to Toastmasters, have them log in Toastmasters, then ask for control and just plug it in for them. Or use your own screen and give them control to put their information in.
Yeah, that way they have more privacy. That's a good idea. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then because we have members that are out of the area and will not ever attend in person, how do you configure or help us do our meetings, and how do you help us do our meetings?
And you mean like a hybrid if you're gonna do?
Correct. Yes.
Well, okay, so
I'm
with the
sorry.
hybrid, no, you get with the hybrid, you really need to check out the layout of the room.
Okay.
See where you're gonna put like the podium and or whatever the lectern and how the room is going to be seated. So you may have to have one camera in front of the speaker area.
Okay.
And then maybe another one facing the actual audience.
Okay, so that sounds like 2 cameras.
Yeah,
Okay.
or 2 computers.
Or 2 computers.
Yeah, depending. Yeah, and then so you would definitely need a microphone for this actual person that's speaking, so that they can hear them, and then a speaker so that those who are online can hear them. That's why you need the other computer so they can also see them as well.
Okay, and I remember it wasn't that easy for our conference. You all were the experts, and it was difficult. And so for us, it's going to be a little more difficult. But I appreciate your assistance.
Well, yeah. So it definitely having because I found out that you really do need that person to have a microphone when we were doing like a new members class, and we had someone that was out of town, and the environment, the room environment was okay until everybody got there, and then the room environment got loud. So you do need a microphone solely for the speaker. That way the people on Zoom can hear them better. Or either have them have a headset or something. But there has to be a dedicated line, you know, some type of microphone for the online audience so they're able to hear. I'm sorry, y'all laughing about because you know we do a hybrid Bible study too, and so I'm in a room, separate room. The person is in another room with their, and then I have to use the microphone to let the people outside know that somebody that has a question online. So, but with the meeting, so I would say that one of the computers going to have to be definitely not connected to audio at all. Okay. So you have that one main computer that has the microphone and has the speaker. The other computer is facing the audience, and that way they can still hear the people talking, but they still see the people as well. So, because otherwise, if you have both lines open, you get that nasty reverb. So you want to have only one computer that's open. But I mean, yeah, only one computer that's connected to audio, and I mean it's disconnected. It's not even on mute. That computer has to be disconnected because even if it's muted, it's some kind of way it will make a nasty sound.
Okay, so those people, okay. I think I follow you with disconnecting some of the individuals who want to come online.
Mhm.
I follow you. I
Mhm.
follow you.
Yeah, it's just gonna you know, it just tweak it for yourself because everything is a work in progress. You know, everything you just have to take the attempt and see what happens and reevaluate and see what works best for you. Because everything is different. Every room has a different structure and sound, you know. It was we had this important thing how with evaluation and the person that was speaking was in a room that just sucked their voice. They really needed a microphone, but they didn't have one at the time. So, you know, that's why it's important to make sure you test out your room to see how it sounds and making sure that any hums or anything, just the quality of how it's going to sound. So it's just a testing, you know, just go ahead and test it out, see what works and what doesn't work, and evaluate it. It's a new venture. We're still testing ours out too. So, yeah.
Other than Jennifer, is anyone else doing a hybrid meeting that you have some experience with?
Yeah, we're doing one June 24th.
Oh,
But
your first?
the June 24th, we're gonna do
Okay.
a hybrid meeting. I'll send you if you guys want to attend, I'll send it just to see how it goes. We're doing it at a church. So
This will be your first go round, right, Barbara?
we did it once before and it went well. They had a big screen next to the podium area where we could see everybody online, and then the equipment was like an auditorium, but it wasn't an auditorium, a small room. They had the chairs lined up, and then they had the equipment on this side. And it went pretty smooth. I'm sure they had all the microphones. I don't know, it was a church, so you know, they had everything. This will be my first time actually having to be on the techie side, so that's why I was listening intently to what you were talking about. So
I know Phoenix Rising has hybrid meetings.
oh, do they?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And they meet on I think
Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Mhm. That's our sister club.
Every Thursday, Gwen, or first and third, second and fourth? What's their frequency of meeting?
Um,
Meet every Thursday. Don't they meet
think
every
it's
Thursday?
every Thursday because
Okay.
Lisa used to do.
that was one of the clubs I when after Melville passed away, that was my club I took for that was in her area.
Okay.
But I think it's every Thursday. But if you go on the website, just contact the president, Eric Johnson. He'll give you the Zoom information. Because I have no idea where it is in my room right now.
Mhm.
All right, does that kind of help you out a little bit to get you started?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just keep it simple, don't make it too advanced. Just keep it simple. If you have to go advanced later, but just keep it simple for now to see, how it goes.
Mhm.
Totally agree with that.
Because
So
if you
with video, you do that the same way you do audio. Say so if I'm doing a PowerPoint and I did one that I wanted to have the people coming in from a video, it didn't work during the
Okay.
presentation. Is that the same as audio?
Okay, no. Okay, so when you're doing PowerPoints, okay, so here's the thing. If you are sharing the PowerPoint and
Mm-hmm.
someone has shared, you weren't the one that created the PowerPoint, someone shared it with you to present, you need to check it the day, before to get, to make sure, because what happens sometimes when they share PowerPoints, sometimes the video turns into a picture.
Mm.
Or what has happened, the video won't open because
That's what
it's
happened.
a link and it's not an actual file or embedded. And then one other thing is that I forgot what it does, but that's why you have to make sure that you check it. Also, really want to make sure that the video doesn't take up the whole slide. You want to bring it in some. That way, when you do play it, you have control of moving to the next slide. Because sometimes
Mhm.
it's a battle to move off that slide to the next slide. And even when it's small, sometimes it starts over again. You have to be at very aggressive in clicking it a couple of times to get it kind of to move past that slide. But when it's the width, when it encompasses the whole slide, it's just like trying to get a slippery baby to put a diaper on them, and you have to just wrestle that thing. So, so it's you have to make sure you check it before you have your presentation. Now I know things sometimes happen at a late date, but if you have the opportunity, go ahead and check it out. But make sure the video works. And then also when you do share your PowerPoint, make sure you click that share sound. Now I do not recommend doing the optimize for video clip, because what has happened in the past is that little gray bars will start popping up all over your PowerPoint and all over the screen. You don't see it, but the audience sees it.
Mhm.
So don't check out the optimize for video. Just click on the share sound and share your PowerPoint. But yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you check that PowerPoint before you put it up there. You want to run it through, run it through a regular slideshow to see how it flows. If there's any lag, sometimes there will be lag. because it may depend on somebody else's network. So you may get feedback on that. But as long as you know that it's running smooth on your end, you know, when you do it. But yeah, definitely if they have like, make sure that it's not a picture, make sure you're able to open it. And, you know, especially if the slideshow was in Google Slides and now you're on PowerPoint, that really makes a difference. Or if you're going from PowerPoint to Google Slides, because when I'm coming from Google Slides to PowerPoint, that's when I get blocked on those embedded videos and I have to get the video and put it back in there again. When I'm going from PowerPoint to Google Slides, some of my animations don't activate and something goes wacky with one of my videos. So you really want to check it out before you start putting it out there. And also, if you have something that's on a loop, don't put it in Google Slides because it won't work on a loop in Google Slides. So, you know, because I uploaded from PowerPoint to a Google Drive. Now, if it's in Google Drive, it's okay. Download it from Google Drive as a PowerPoint and it will still keep that loop. It's when you open it and it opens in Google Slides that the loop function is now gone. That's what happens at a conference. So, so you want to make sure that, you know, again, check it and make sure it works. So yeah.
Okay.
You say that again, Barbara. Oh, now Jennifer, at this point, is this the compatibility of the computer or the person who sharing?
Well, okay, so
Like,
when oh, go ahead.
Like, you know, we were talking about later on once about somebody having a Mac and somebody having just a regular, like if I have an HP, does that bother the video as well?
Okay, no, it's not that. It's so if someone created the slides, but they created it in Google Slides, Google Slides is not taught properly to PowerPoint sometimes. Vice versa. PowerPoint will talk to Google Slides very well sometimes because they do the same thing, but they have different personalities. You know, PowerPoint is like, oh, wow, yeah, we can do this and this and that thing. Google Slides is like, I'm basic with a little bit of splash. I got a little bit of splash in me, but I'm basic. I'm
It's nice
here.
to understand that because I
you
was
need me,
wondering.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to do all that fancy stuff, you gotta go shop around somewhere else. Yeah. So yeah.
Jennifer,
Yes, ma'am.
can you launching a poll?
Mm.
Okay.
Can you go into that a little bit?
Yeah. So when if you do have polls, I say put them in before you start the meeting. Okay. Because you can do it in the meeting, but it takes you out of the meeting and it takes a little bit longer time. So you really want to go ahead. Let me go to zoom.us. You really want to go ahead and put them in before you start the meeting.
Yeah. As the host, I'm the only one who can create the poll.
Not exactly. Now, if you are giving rights to someone to access to your account, then they can put the polls in. So, but as co-host, you do have access to the polls. And also, when you are doing polls, and unfortunately, you have a lot of co-hosts, and you only have them co-hosts because they need access to certain things. You really need to remind them that they cannot vote. And what it does is it stops the poll from working. So when they click on it, the poll stops and it shows the results. So
Gotcha.
it's very important to remind your co-hosts that they cannot vote at all. Okay. All right. Just in case you didn't know where to find it. So you go to meetings. Oh, let me go back. Go to meetings. And you select the meeting that you want. Click on the actual words that you want. Or if you have finished, because they move stuff around. Okay, here we go. So now it used to be you scroll all the way down to the bottom and you click on the tab. Now it's up at the top. So here's polls or quizzes. And you click on create. And they give you two options.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then same question.
Okay.
Okay. So now my poll is in the chat. So I'm gonna launch the poll. You see the poll, but you can't vote because you're all co-hosts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I end the poll. Share the results. But that's how. But this is where you go to create the polls. You go to meetings, and your meetings, which is saved. You click on the polls or quizzes tab and create it. Make sure you press save. And you can do you can also choose like multiple choice, matching.
Okay.
Matching is advanced, so and then rank order, and short answer, long answer, and fill in the blank.
Okay.
And you can make, so let's say for instance you're trying to vote in new officers and you want it to be anonymous. You can click to require those answers to be anonymous. Or you can make it a quiz and have correct answers or not. So there's multiple things you can do with that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and you can always edit it and change it up. So this is the basic. This is the basic poll. It only has single and multiple. The advanced one has all those other ones that I showed you.
Okay.
Who gets
Okay.
the anonymous? When you do anonymous, does only the host get the results for that? Okay.
You basically go to reports. And you go to meeting, because you see right here, it has the poll reports. Now, okay, here's the thing. Let's say you cast a poll, you ended it, but one of your co-hosts started it again. The ones from the last one don't stay.
Mm.
Only the ones from the second time will be there for you to view. Unless they've done some new changes. But the last time I looked at the video, only the new ones will stay. So if you refresh it or redo it, your past ones disappear.
Jennifer, do you have to come back here to get the results? You can't.
Oh,
Okay,
no. You can see the percentages in real time. But if you might wanted to actually count, and see the numbers and stuff, you want to pull the report from back here.
Okay.
and you click on the poll or summary report,
Mhm.
and then put in the time frames, and then click search.
Hmm.
And also, for those who want to, to see, who was in your meeting or whatever, they do have a usage report, and you can see exactly who was in the meeting with you and how long they was in the meeting. So if you were trying to do attendance and you forgot who was in the meeting, this is another way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think I overfilled that a little bit. Y'all quiet.
I was just thinking how I see what I did when I launched the poll and we didn't get any results. I see what I did. Okay.
Mhm.
At least now when I'm doing things, I don't panic. I just go,
Mhm.
I just step back and then walk it back and then go back to the beginning and start over. It takes a couple of minutes sometimes, but that way I get it, done. Yeah, but I see what I've done with the polls now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So inquiring minds need to know, where did you go wrong, Vivian?
I went wrong because what I did is I list the names of everybody who the speakers. I list the speakers' names. Okay. And then when I launched a poll and everybody was voting, and then of course the timer said 30 seconds. And then I shared the results. I shared the results with everybody. And what I should have done was go to meetings and then make the ballot counter the co-host so they could see the results. But I shared the results with the entire group. Yeah.
Okay, so this sounds like a speech contest. You use this in like a speech contest or something?
No, just our regular meeting. Just our
So,
regular
yeah.
meeting. To vote for the best speaker, best
Okay.
evaluator, best table topic speaker. Mhm.
But you would want to show the results to everyone so that they could see that it, you're on the up and up. Here are the results. That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Just with the ballot, we have a ballot counter, an identified person who's the ballot counter. And then that person tallies everything and then comes back at it when called on and then presents the winners. But at that meeting, it went to everybody. So, oh well.
Yeah, and what one person suggested one time was that if you do that, you could just have like generic best speaker in 1, 2, 3, and then table topics 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I remember you have best evaluator and so on and so forth. That way you won't have to put everybody in each time. It's just already a generic one, and whoever's doing the ballot counting has that written by the number, so they know who was what.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see now.
All right. Any more questions?
Thank you so much for clarifying that post, Jennifer. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So I do have some news. Okay. So we're gonna have a tech savvy PR and video hub. Basically, what it is it's gonna be an hour and a half session where for 30 minutes you are in choose PR, video, or tech, and we train you on those core things. Then we come back together and we do one main session and have Q&A. We are having our preemptive grand opening on June the 9th, and you are invited to come. We will start training in September, but we're going to have
Okay.
our our little grand opening on the 9th of June, on June the 9th. So you are free to come.
Now, when you say training will start in September, how long is it gonna? Because I'm still trying to master. It's the end of the year, and I'm just mastering some of the things. But how long is the training from September to what?
We
Because
start training
definitely
in September. It'll
Okay.
be training every month.
Okay.
Yeah. And it only be once a month. But we'll stay connected through I think we're using GroupMe. We'll stay connected, but we'll only physically, virtually meet once a month.
Jennifer, are there any requirements for this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so this is different than what was in the newsletter letter before, right? This is another training program.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there, let's see, we're supposed to email. Okay, we're supposed to email if we want to attend. Okay.
Yeah, well, and also there's a QR code on here, and the website to register is on here too, and it's in the weekly newsletter. So it's just a button you can just click on the register.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And actually, I was going to ask you about that when I saw it in the newsletter because I knew we had to meet tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
Everyone is free to come. Yeah, check it
Okay.
out. And then, let's see. Oh. Sorry.
Sounds like fun.
Then at the end of this month is the VPPR Succession Planning Party, Assistant Party. So bring your outgoing and your incoming VPRs. We're going to get together and make this process as smooth as possible. And anyone else who wants to come, they're welcome. And this one also came out this weekend. The link is in the email. And soon I should have a flyer for the Free Toast Host supposed to happen this month as well.
Oh, that's great.
Hmm.
So you said this was in Tuesday's newsletter? Because I missed this.
Yeah.
Okay.
You had to scroll down.
Just to scroll down.
Right. That is obviously I had to scroll down because I'm like, where was this? Okay.
And don't forget, y'all need to find Patty.
Now I have a hard time doing that because I don't understand it because I get frustrated. It takes me to another link. I said, well, maybe I'm doing something wrong. So that is going to always be lost to me.
Okay. All right. So basically, that link is just taking you to the website. She's somewhere on one of those pages on the website.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, okay, I got you. I go look again now.
She looks normal this week. She's with a group of people.
Okay.
Tell you that. That's cool. But she's normal this week. The other couple of weeks she's tiny, but she's normal size this week.
Because I was like, I must be doing something wrong because
no, she's out there. Yeah. So yeah, those are.
We'll look for her.
Yeah, so those are some of the things that are happening around District 14 and are up and coming this month. So
great. Right.
Yeah.
Any role information on your role for next year? Well, I guess we just did get it, didn't we? We just saw what your role is for next year. Never mind.
Yeah, that was a preview.
Yes. I can be a little slow sometimes, but I catch
You're
up.
good. You're good. But yeah, it was great. It was great tonight working with y'all. Those are good, very good questions. And I'll be putting this on the website as soon as I can get it processed. And it'll be on the YouTube as soon as I can process it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, y'all have an awesome day.
Okay.
Okay, you as
Take
well.
care.
Thank
Good
you.
night,
Jennifer, see
everyone.
your
Good
message
weekend.
in the chat.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Good night, you all. Have a great
Right.
weekend.
Okay.
You too.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
All right.
Good
Bye-bye.
weekend.
Thank you
All right.
again, Jennifer.
You're
Thanks.
welcome.